Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the late start today. I woke up a little later. I for some reason I woke up around like 2:40 last night and couldn't fall back asleep for like another 2 hours. So I was up a little later than I was expected. Well, I was just up later than I thought it would be. That's all really that happened. Um, so that's why I'm a little late today. Just for the fact I did wake up a little later today, so but we're live. It is 11262025. Wake up Justin on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button down below for your morning wake up Justin. Nothing's off the table here. We talk about anything and everything. I have no I have no restrictions yet. I can say what I want because no one knows who I am. Even then I still would say what I want. I wouldn't let anyone deter take me, or I wouldn't let anything deter or anyone take away that right that I have to be able to say or do what I want. Obviously, in context. So you just can't. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but there's gonna be repercussions. But you know what I mean. I get my morning coffee. Hold on a sec. I need to wake up a little bit. We got a show today though. A couple things to watch on YouTube. Um, touch on a couple of subjects here, just about some things. It is almost Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow morning. Um, I'm just not kind of sure what kind of stream I want to do tomorrow. If I want to do like an actual just regular stream, or I want to figure out do something mix it up. Um, like I said, man, talking about these kind of subjects and watch these kind of videos, man, it does wear on you after a while. Like it really does. Like it gets it wears on you after a bit. But at the same time, I feel like it's good for me because I better get used to it for what I want to do here pretty soon. If I want to keep on doing this and I want to start doing like live streams out in the wild and out in public at rallies and protests like that, like I better get used to these kind of things and you know, get ready for the heat that will be brought my way in a little bit in a couple months here. I'm shooting for maybe I'm shooting for maybe Mayish, I think, for my first ever like real life like protest, whatever. I saw online there's gonna be another one in Dearborn here in May. So I may try to make it out to Dearborn for a protest. Not a certain about that one yet. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm shooting for is um, May protest in Dearborn to be my first live stream. I live in Michigan, so Dearborn wouldn't be too far. I don't mind saying what state I live in because if I ever do blow up, whatever, and people get mad at me, obviously they're gonna find out where I'm at. They're not, like it's not that it won't be that hard. So yeah, um, Dearborn could be the first ever Wake Up Justin stream on YouTube. But like I said too, also the camera should be coming today. The camera comes today, and I get set up and everything. I may take it out for a test run and a test spin out in the wild and go walk my downtown area and just live stream me walking around, test it out, and just get used to it. So if I'm online later today and you see me walking around streaming on my channel, I'm just testing out things. It's not gonna be anything crazy, or I don't have anything planned for it, or I'm not going anywhere or doing anything. I would literally just be testing out the capability of my camera and just getting used to it. So if I'm online later on today streaming, that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure I want to play any games on my channel. Like I used to play video games. I really haven't I haven't played I haven't played games in a while. So I haven't played video games like 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say. I'm trying to step away from that and get more serious with life and do more serious content and more serious things. I think a lot of the streaming space and just online space has just been overtaken with just slop and people um, acting goofy, acting silly, which is fine. Because like I said yesterday, you take yourself too serious, God will humble you for it. So I don't try to take myself all too serious, otherwise I'll be humbled for it. So I see it all the time. It's not like anything bad, It's like I see it sometimes in the gym. I go to the gym, like guys will try to act tough and like, you know, puff their chests out and walk around, and then they trip over their own feet, or they do something stupid, or what I mean, like some humiliates them or in front of other people, and it's kind of like, okay, I need to calm down a little bit type thing. It's happened to me before, where I kind of get like too into it at the gym. I start like, walking around like I'm some tough guy, whatever, and all of a sudden, I trip or walk into something, or make a silly mistake in front of everyone. It kind of like humbles you a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, no, you need to calm down a little bit. So that's what I mean by that. Not like anything crazy is gonna happen to you, or like something bad. Um, so always keep that one in mind when it comes to it. So my coffee is done. I need a sip of coffee, dude. I need to wake up a little bit. Give me one. Okay. Dude, I love coffee. I think coffee has to be like one of my favorite. Coffee has to be like one of my favorite inventions. Who or who found out about coffee came about. Whoever did, dude. Hats off to that person, man. Dude, when coffee was invented and they realized like how much caffeine it would give you, whatever, stuff like that, it had to like revolutionize like the way people did things. I imagine, like people were like, "Oh my God, Ash, I have so much energy now," type thing. I imagine they were pretty stoked. But then again, they were drinking Coke with real cocaine in it though too. So I mean, maybe coffee really wasn't that big of a deal back then as I thought it is. As it is now, coffee's a pretty big deal now, but I bet you back in the day, coffee wasn't too much of a crazy thing. Should I look up who invented coffee? Who invented coffee? Let's see here. Let's find out real quick. Or who discovered coffee? I'm interested. Here, a history of coffee spans many centuries. While coffee plants originated in Ethiopia, while the beverage itself has its roots in Yemen, where Sufi Muslims in the 15th century used it to aid concentration during night prayers. For Yemen, coffee spreads to Mecca and the wider Arabian Peninsula, and by the early 16th century it had reached Cairo, Damascus, and Istanbul. Debates over its permissibility arose in the Muslim society, but soon became a central part of urban life. Turkish, Arabic. It doesn't really say. Arabic? The Persians? Ethiopia and Yemen. Of Mocha, Yemen. Okay then. I guess I don't. It doesn't give me a really straight answer. It just gives me the like. I'll click on. We'll watch this video real quick. We'll watch this video real quick on how coffee, the history of coffee. Hold on. Yes, I use Microsoft Bing. I don't care what web browser I use. It's all basically the same thing in my book. There is no true privacy online because people are still running something like your information. Someone has to run a server to get your, you know what I mean? Like that's why I don't, whatever. But anyways,
Coffee is one of the most popular beverages in the world.
what
with
is
over
this?
400 billion cups served annually in the
What
United
is this?
States alone. In today's video, we will reveal to you who invented coffee, so stick around to find out.
Well, who, dude? You really gonna tease me like that? Dude, what is this?
Known as coffee. This plant species is native to tropical Africa, having originated from Sudan and Ethiopia. Today, the coffee plant is cultivated in over 70 countries
Sudan
across the
and
globe,
Ethiopia.
with Brazil as the largest producer. Allegedly, Caldi observed his goats behaving erratically after eating the red berries from a nearby coffee arabica tree.
Okay. Whatever. That did not answer any of my questions, but sure. If you say so, my dude. If you say so. Alright, so that's coffee, I guess. I don't know. Alright, back to the discussion at hand here. Morning show here. A little morning talk. So, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Hopefully, if you're traveling, safe travels out there. Be careful. I know up here it's supposed to snow a lot. We're supposed to almost get like a blizzard type condition in a way. So we shall see. Like I said though, not sure what I'm due for tomorrow's stream. We might watch a little history on Thanksgiving and things like that. I might look for some videos here. On just the history of Thanksgiving, and I'll tell you what I'm thankful for, and we'll do like a Thanksgiving style theme stream. I have the next 2 days off, so I should have time to figure something out. So I want to, I was thinking yesterday about how I was talking about how once people in the age range from like 50 up, once they perish from this earth, the fight for control will begin. And you gotta realize, if you don't speak up, if you don't say something, or you don't, fight for what you believe in, or whatever it may be, I don't mean like actual like fighting. You know, it could be protesting, it could be writing laws, it could be whatever. Um, because violence should be the last resort ever to anything. That should be the last resort. Um, you should never lead with that because that nothing good comes from that. You can't build a strong foundation based on those kind of things. So I was saying as once the older generation, leave and perish, control will happen. And I've been thinking about that more and more lately and what that will look like. And once again, nothing is set in stone. We all have free will. We can change our minds in a matter of a second. Our actions can change within a matter of a second. You can guess what someone's going to do, but you can't guarantee what someone's going to do for the fact of free will. And at any moment, anyone can change their mind. At any moment, anyone can do anything. So, what I say here is more so a prediction than it is the truth. So, I want to keep that in mind. And once again, everything you hear on this channel is of my own thoughts, ideas. What I say and what I do is all on me and no one else. But I believe, you know, I believe in the future with the way kids are being brought up today. It's like they, segregate us and keep. Don't even. I wouldn't even say segregate, but they like stoke the. They stoke the racial flares, or no, they stoke the racial fire among people today, and that's how they kind of keep us infighting with those kind of things. And more so now, it's not really, well, I'm not sure if you call it racial right now, more so as you call it like immigration right now of different countries and religions in the United States, and people getting upset about it. Which, I believe the United States, it's a tough call, man, because, we have we have rights here. People have freedom to express themselves and their thoughts and their speech and their religion and their ideas and their culture and whatever it may be. They have the rights to do that here. They have, you have to be a American citizen, and you have to. And I believe that's why we kind of like, our. I think it's kind of our weak point. That's kind of our weak point. I think in the United States is like, because people hide behind that all the time. Like they'll teach, Satan. They'll teach Satan worshiping in school, and then hide behind the skies of freedom of religion, and be like, well, you're stomping on my rights to practice my religion of Satanism. But it's like, yeah, ask yourself though, is that really being a productive? Is that really helping to the productivity of the citizens of this country? Is teaching Satanism in school really being productive of where we want to go society, or is it being counterproductive of where we want to go society? And that's where we need to draw the lines and stand up for what you believe in, is when it comes to things like that. Because obviously teaching Satanism in school is going to bring us backwards to what we've been doing, So it's like, I believe that that's like a huge part of our problem is uh people uh you know religion and stuff like that, whatever, are hiding behind the rights that people have died for and fought for that would not agree with what they're doing. I have a sticker on my front door, and it's the American flag, and it says, freedom isn't free. Because at some point, to keep your freedom, you're going to have to fight for it. It isn't free. 'cause otherwise it'll be taken from you. You know, 'cause it's like you're telling me that if a different kind of cultural or a different kind of culture or religion or whatever it may be actually gain control of the United States, they would allow they would allow the opposite side to practice whatever they wanted to do. No, they wouldn't let anyone to do it. Whether it be Satanism, whatever it may be, they wouldn't allow other things to arise. They would stomp it out. Um, I think only, you know, I think that's, phew, man. We're getting to like a deep territory and deep water because I think that's, um, being like a Christian-based society, it's always, uh, try to be understanding, forgive others, help others, and all those things. But it's like if people are taking advantage of you and taking advantage of the situation or where it may be, it's like at some point you have to stand up for yourself and you cannot allow it to happen. Otherwise, people will walk all over you. In life, in general, that will happen. You know. But then again, I've come, it's I've I used to be that way. I still am, but I think I'm more careful of who I help nowadays and what I do. But like back in the day, I would help anyone. I would give anyone anything. I would give you the sheriff my back if you wanted it. But it's like, you know, people take advantage of that, and there are bad people in this world with bad intentions that want to do harm. That is a thing. And to ignore that, you're not really accepting the full spectrum of reality. And then you would ask, I would ask myself, well, who's in the wrong? Is it me for not standing up and drawing a line and being like, hey, this isn't right, you can't be doing this? Or is it the person who's taking advantage of the situation itself? Who's really the bad person really needs to look at themselves, because the person who's taking advantage of the situation is never going to stop and look at themselves and realize, maybe it's me causing these problems. They're gonna keep on doing it until they get what they want. But the problem is, people like that are never satisfied with what they have or what people give them. They always want more and more and more. That's why it's like you don't feed those kind of people anything, and you don't pay attention to them, because no matter what you do or whatever it is, they're always gonna want more and more and more. It's like same thing when people say, like, when you hear people like, oh, the white people are on stolen land, the whites need to get out of America, whatever. Dude, if all white people decide to leave America one day, right? And we're like, all right, we'll leave. You're right, blah, blah. They would know they won. And guess what? No matter where we went or what we did or whatever, they would want more from us. They would want more. It would never stop. They wouldn't be satisfied. It would keep on going. It wouldn't stop. It would keep on going. They would still want more. They would still ask for more, no matter what it was. They would never be happy. So I don't think it would really matter at a certain point what It's kind of like I watched that Steven Crowder thing, where he went to that barber shop and they were like, taxes, reparations, and like they weren't they were never satisfied. It was always more, more, more. Because people in that mindset and the way they think like that, they'll never be happy with what they have. And that's really the issue. Like I said, if all white people left America, it wouldn't matter. They would still want more. They would, even if you moved across the world, they would still feel like, well, they need to be eradicated forever. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter. So like that's why you don't really bend the knee to anyone. The only person that I bend the knee for and get on my knees for is when I pray to the Lord every night. That's the only thing I get my knees for, is that. For him and his son. Other than that, dude, I bow down to no man. Nor I'm really not afraid of no man. The only thing I'm afraid of really is God's judgment on my soul when I die. That's why I always say, God-fearing man, because a God-fearing man is gonna calculate his decisions carefully of what he does, because he knows what he does determines where he goes in the afterlife. That's why having God-fearing men is, important for that reason, because they're actually thinking logical about their actions and their consequences, because they know their actions have consequences, not only in this world, but the afterworld, you know? So, um, that got a little off subject there about where I wanted to go to with this whole conversation. So, like in the future, once this new generation comes up, right, and they're not going to be able to stoke the fears of flame by um, gender, because this new generation probably won't believe in gender. You know, there's 1,000 different genders to them, right? So you won't be able to you won't be able to like do that by gender. Everyone will be so interracially mixed that you won't be able to stoke the flames of fear by race. So gender and race division, I believe in the future won't exist, for the fact that in the future genders won't really matter and race won't matter, for the fact that everyone will be so interracially mixed, that it won't matter. You won't be able to be like, well, you're to break it down into races, because everyone will be whatever, right? And so what they're going to do is, I believe, they're going to start focusing on religion. I think religion is going to be the next form of division in fear stoking and all those things. And when it comes down to it, that is, spirit. Like I said, this is a spiritual war, man. Once we get past the sex divisionism, once you get past the race divisionism, which we're almost there, right? Then it's going to become the religious divisionism. And that battle right there, that's the battle, man. And I believe that's what's going to happen here in the next, 30 to 40 years, is the divisionism of religion will happen, for the fact that they really won't be gender or race in the United States, because it will all be just mixed together at some point. And the only thing left to keep people fighting while the elites do whatever they want to do and keep control will be religion. I had this thought the other day too. It's like, why would I had thought the other day of why people, or like the elites or whatever, would try to usher in revelations quicker. Because, like I said, I believe I said this couple, like, I can say this all the time, but you know the most powerful people in this world, they can, well, they can't control time, they know that, but they can control the perception of time. That's also one of their powers, is the perception and control of time in itself. I'll give you an example. It's like kind of like dead media. Dead media is a form of controlling time, for the fact of, if you grew up on a certain TV show or watching certain movies. Oh, this is really loud. Ugh. I don't like this one at all. Okay. Um, Dead media, right? This is the dead media, and how they kind of control the perception of time with dead media. I'll give you an example. Dead media. So if you grow up with a certain TV show or a certain movie your whole life, right? And you're continuously watching the same show and the same movies from, the time you're a teenager to your mid 20s, and you keep on seeing the same thing on TV, the same characters in the same show, you really don't realize that time is passing you by, because you constantly see the same thing over and over again. So it's perception of time control. Because in your mind, you don't realize what's happening, and time is passing by because you keep on seeing the same thing over and over again. It's how they kind of control the perception of time. It's like how I told you, me working with young kids in restaurants kind of controls my perception of time because I don't see myself getting older because I don't see anyone around me getting older. It's all just new young faces all the time. I never see any, I don't really get the perception. Well, my perception control of time is different because I don't see really any. Well, I guess kind of. Yeah, I guess kind of. It kind of is because it's like I don't realize I'm getting older really in a way. For the fact that if I worked in a business in a 9 to 5 office, your people around you would be my age, getting older, having kids, retiring. So my perception of time would be like normal kind of in a way. But now it's like when I work in a restaurant with young kids, I don't realize how much time is really going by. Even though it keeps me with a young mind and a young heart, I don't perceive my own time as really going by. Like I said, my dad told me, once you have kids, um, you realize how fast time is going once you have kids. Because you see them, graduate elementary school, junior high, high school, get married, have their own kids. So you see the time progression through your own kids. Me, I don't really have that where I work at because I see, it's always in every summer. It's, the high school kids come in for summer jobs. They leave, come back next summer. They're still in high school, so I don't really. So my perception of time is a little different, I guess, in a way. So that's how they can control the perception of time. This is also why I believe you see the same movies and the same TV shows and the same video games and all those things. So they keep your perception of time in a certain way so you don't realize your life is passing you by, so you never really do anything. And once you realize your life is passing you by, it's already too late for you to do anything. I learned this 2 years ago. If you want to do something, you better do. You gotta do it when you're young. You should make mistakes. You should make mistakes, make them fast, and make them early, and learn from them. You know, because like I wanted to have a professional. I wanted to have a boxing match at least one time, um, in my life, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I looked it up online, whatever, and it's like, well, my age. You have to be a certain. They only let you box past a certain age. They won't let you do it past a certain age. Same thing with like I looked up try and be a firefighter. Same thing. You have to be a certain age. They cut it off at a certain point. So at some point you gotta realize the older you get, things start getting cut off based on your age. And it's not because you can't do it. It's for the fact that the way the world's set up now with like insurance and all those things, like at a certain age, you can't get in a boxing ring at a certain age because they're too afraid you're going to get hurt or get really seriously injured and not recover and then try to sue someone for it or whatever it may be, and vice versa and all those things. So any young men out there listening, one of my advice would be, take risks early, fail often, learn from it, and move on. Because the time to make mistakes is early in life. Because you definitely don't want to make mistakes in your mid 30s when half your life's already done with. And then you're spending 2 or 3 years recovering from, then you're spending 2 or 3 years recovering from a mistake. And by then you're almost like 41. You rather fail, make a mistake when you're 18, 19, or your mid 20s. That way, if it takes you a year and a half to recover from, or 2 years, at least by then you'll be 23 or 25, or whatever it may be. Like if you're going to start a business at 20 and you lose, and you go in debt for like 10K. Well, I'd rather be in debt for 10K at 20 so I have time to pay it off than be in debt for 10K at 37 and try to pay it off at 37. By the time I pay it off, I'll be like almost 50 and half your life's done with. That's why I'm saying, when you're young, take risk, fail often, learn from it, and move on, because you have more time to catch up and pay it off than if you're older. So I believe that eventually they will use religion to try to divide everyone in everyone in the U.S. and that's when it will kick off because that's really um, the whole thing that battles that that controls all this, the spiritual war. It's a war for the soul, is really what it is. And if you don't say something, speak up. Like I said, take action by protesting, whatever it may be. Never violence, though, unless it comes to it. Unless your life's truly in danger. And if you don't do it, someone else will do it for you. Someone else will speak up for you. Someone else will write laws for you. Someone else will say how you should live. If you don't speak up for yourself, someone else will speak up for you. And then you're going to sit there and realize what happened and then try to complain about it, and it won't matter because you never spoke up in the first place. Because you're too busy doing whatever, chasing girls, playing video games, watching, whatever it may be. I think it's half a mistake with the young people these days, is they think this is going to go away, and it's not going to go away. It's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't say something now, it's going to be too late, dude. It's going to be too late. So, and I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to put fear out there or make anyone afraid, but at some point, I have to say these things so you're aware of it because it's true, man. And I don't want, I don't want, I just don't, I just want people to know that you gotta stick up for yourself. You have to stick up for your beliefs, stick up for yourself, stick up for what you want. Otherwise, someone else will do it for you. Cool, man. You want to sit at home and do whatever and not worry about the world, whatever. Well, when you don't agree with how the world is, don't come complaining. I'm not out, man. Like I said, this is my 2 hours on here is me talking the most I talk during the day. Otherwise, I'm pretty silent during the day. My face is covered with my hair. Like, this is me right here on my stream. This is what you get. This is me live. This is who I am. But when I leave this, you don't hear from me. Like I said, man, yesterday, I do this for 2 hours online, and that's it. And after that, I just live. I go about the rest of my day and live my life. I go out, work out, go to work, clean house, do all those things. I don't just sit online all day and focus on this because you gotta lean into life and live life still. I can't just sit on my computer all day and be worrisome about what's going to happen in the future or what's happening in the world. I can't. You can't. You'd become so depressed if you did that. I used to do that and made me depressed. I used to do that. At some point, you gotta start living life. That's what your parents would want. That's what your mom would want, or your dad would want, or your grandparents would want. Whoever it may be in your life that cares about you, that's what they want out of you. They want you to go out there, live your own life, make your own way, become your own person. See you enjoying your time on this earth and not being so down and miserable. So, Just keep that in mind, you know. That if you don't talk and speak up, someone will do it for you. Um, what are we doing? Let's see here. Been live for 40 minutes already. There's no way we've been live for 40 minutes already. That's crazy, dude. We've really been live for 40 minutes already? Yeah, we have been. That's wild, dude. That flew by so quick. Holy cow, that flew by. Did it not? I need to check my laundry though. I got put more. I got hit more time in the dryer. Yeah, dryer time. I put my clothes in the dryer. Hold on. Be right back. Clothes in the dryer. I need more time in the dryer. My dryer. Um, I'm getting, man. Oh, my oven stovetop is still on. That's not good. From the coffee I was boiling. Kind of like hungry a little bit, but I don't have anything. I don't have any bananas or really any fruit to eat, so that's not good. Um, but yeah. Um, I guess we'll hop on YouTube here for a little bit, and we'll see what we can find on the YouTubies. Do 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 do. I like how the lunar wipe is no longer existent on this. What I want to watch, I wanted to watch. Oh yeah, I want to watch the Zohan Madani tells on Trump meeting. I guess he was high or something. I can't remember. We'll watch it though.
I mean, I went to.
You went to the White House, okay?
I went to the White House. I was going to tell you I went to Duane Reade, but
Okay.
both of them are true.
Okay, let's start on the Duane Reade.
Okay, start on the Duane Reade.
Okay,
We went in there,
Yeah.
pick up something from the apartment.
Yeah.
This guy in front of us has a pack of condoms and breath mints, and he turns around and goes, "Mr. Mayor." And he looks at my wife. He goes, "Mrs. Mayor."
Uh-huh.
And that's our experience now at Dwayne Reed.
Yeah, and
Best life in Astoria.
the condoms had.
I don't know.
He was like, Mr. Mayor, I'm about to lose my virginity. Yeah.
He left it at that.
I would like you to know I'm about to become a man.
He just gave the titles.
What
Okay.
does this last year feel like? And what has the adjustment been like? Like,
I mean, it's. To be honest with you, I haven't spent all that much time reflecting on it.
you should.
Because it's so go, go, go.
You should just work a lot.
Yeah.
Have you checked the
You
Reddit?
sound like the inner voice.
Is there a Zoran Mamdani Reddit?
I don't know. Is there?
Probably. Don't check it though.
No.
Yeah, just don't read the comments.
No,
You'll
I
be
always
fine.
forget to put the extra /r when I'm like typing in the URL,
Don't
so I
look.
don't even.
What is like? What is it like? Like you go to the White House,
yeah.
right? You take a selfie on a plane,
Yeah.
no caption. That is like Drake vibes a little bit.
Hit the emoji though.
You hit the emoji.
Come on. You know
What
where
are
I
you
was
thinking on
going.
the plane? What are you thinking? Like you think like what's the game plan there?
Honestly, I knocked out on the plane.
You slept.
Slept.
It's a 30-minute flight. I mean, you looked a little bit like. That was the joke on the internet. I don't know if I can make these jokes. You
Make
look
'em.
a little bit like you took you hit nothing.
You can say it.
You look a little bit like you hit the edible before the flight.
Why
didn't
would you
know
say
it was
that?
30 minutes. I'm
Why would
sorry,
you say
Mr. May.
that?
I
Why
know
would you say that
it's
to me?
I don't know. I apologize. You walk in like did he gave you a tour of the White House?
He gave me a tour of
What was the weirdest thing he showed you?
the Oval Office and the Cabinet Room.
He had to have shown you some one thing weird.
I mean, he showed me the portraits of all the presidents in the Cabinet Room.
Yeah, he saved the FDR for you.
The FDR was beautiful,
It was really nice.
and we talked about FDR for a little
Yeah.
bit. And honestly, you don't have the LaGuardia record if you don't have FDR.
Yeah.
But we talked about that. I walked in. First you get there, and it's just you alone, and there are two people like guiding you through to
Yeah.
get to the Oval Office. And they're like, they want you to see this room and that room. And then I sit down, waiting for the time of the meeting.
Okay.
And in front of me are like all these different coffee table books, and one of them is UFC at the White House.
Oh yeah, he's bringing it there, right?
UFC at the White House.
Yeah, in the Rose Garden.
Flipping through
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And so you saw like guys fighting each other.
No, it was just a
What was it? UFC. It was the
visualization
of
like what the
yeah the octagon is.
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
gonna look like
Yeah.
on
Are
the
you gonna go?
no.
Are you? Can I ask you a question? Like, how did you not laugh?
When the 135.
How did you keep the face during the press
Oh,
conference? Because we were all dying, and I'm like my boy Zoran was like just straight face. He said, "Just tell him yes." Yeah. How did you keep that face?
honestly, I was just thinking about New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the whole time I was trying to think about the difference between if you have a White House that is working towards an affordability agenda or one that's making it harder to live in the city.
Yeah.
That's kind of what kept.
Do you feel
coming
like
through the
as if the president sees your popularity? You know, he loves the ratings. Ton of reporters. He sees it. He's I think handsome. I think he thought
you.
handsome. Did you ever eyes up here, Mr. President? You got elected. He's
Jeez.
trusted on your policies for affordability. Do you think he's maybe a little bit trying to like swagger Jack a little bit?
I actually think there
Swagger Jack.
are a lot of places of disagreement with
Yeah.
the president. I think one of the things that was remarkable to me is I told him that our campaign started on October 23rd of last year, but the moment when a lot of people, or not a lot of people, some people started paying attention was after he won the presidency. We did the video on Fordham Road, Hillside Avenue.
Yeah.
We talked to Trump voters and we asked them why they voted for him, and it just went back to cost of living and it went back to cheaper groceries.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of our campaign.
And
And
he liked that it was 1 in 10, right? That's like he
yeah,
liked.
1 in 10.
He liked.
There was. I mean, did you see the guy who has the MAGA for Mamdani hat?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he did the.
How'd that feel?
I mean, Trump
The
is
MAGA from
basically a
Badass.
Democrat.
It was wonderful.
Trump's
I
basically
remember that. We were gonna
Trump is
step- I was
basically a
gonna
true
step on-
Democrat.
sound like such a postulist. Everything is
He's
good.
what a Democrat
I
used to
was
be.
gonna Step on the stage
Yeah.
at Forest Hills where we were doing our rally.
Did you think it was a prank?
Well, I had a member of the NYPD pull me aside and they're like, "I just want you to know that there is a man in your line of sight with a red MAGA hat." We checked and he's actually sincerely here for the rally.
Oh, nice. So you really had to bring it. You had to do a Trump-style rally for him. You had to do YMC. This guy's accustomed to some wild rallies. This guy's accustomed to a stadium full of.
Yeah, it was just me and El Bizgar Church.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
somebody from MTV Lebanon.
did you expect him to like
MTV
as
Lebanon.
much as he did?
I was trying to prepare for a lot of different situations.
I know. It's like when you're on that plane taking that selfie. I mean, that could have gone any. That could have gone in any direction. I mean, like, did that feel best case scenario, or like, were you like?
I mean, honestly felt like the most productive meeting we could have had.
Yeah.
I mean, a meeting where we talked about ULERP, we talked about, groceries, Con Ed, rent, childcare. That feels like the best meeting you could have.
Yeah. Were Eric or Donald Jr. there?
No.
Did you worry that like to see that was maybe difficult for them?
I wasn't thinking about that.
Maybe it's like the hang has just been so bad. This cool guy came, and he's like, now I have to go back to these guys.
Oh my gosh.
Did he say, can you sleep over?
Can you sleep over?
I mean, it was one of the most surreal things we've ever seen.
Can you sleep over?
Robin Van Persie against Charlton, baby.
What's the score?
3-1.
What?
Fuck. Who scored?
Richarlison from halfway line.
Oh,
What?
did he do the pigeon from
Wait,
halfway line?
Nah, dude, he was being weird about it.
He scored from the halfway line?
Yeah, he chipped Ryan.
What? It was off his line?
Yeah, it wasn't Ryan's fault. It was honestly just a great play from him.
Why would you say that?
Because they're not a threat.
They're not a threat.
That's famous last
3-1.
words. What's this time?
Okay.
73rd.
What time is it right now?
74th minute now.
What time is it?
102.
Did you watch the 4-4 Arsenal Newcastle?
Yeah, we talked about it. It was the worst day of my life. This is an interesting moment for us because we have like an opportunity to have like a snapshot of you after an historic election and prior to the assumption of one of the most powerful positions in America.
Co-host of the show.
Co-host of the show.
What made you run for mayor? Like, what made you decide to run for mayor?
I think one of the things was that I was very frustrated with the fact that Eric Adams, who was at that point running for re-election, was making it more expensive to live in New York City in clear ways that he had direct control over, and then pretending like he was just a bystander. He would write a letter in support of Con Ed when they wanted to increase gas and electric by more than $60 a month. He would raise the rent more than 12%. He would increase the water bill. He would.
But like the conditions for you,
I mean, for me,
you're like, this is the time I'm gonna run for mayor.
I think the thinking was that I wanted to make a case specific about cost of living.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people who looked at kind of the swing of our politics and thought that the only way to beat someone heading towards the right is to head towards the right yourself.
You felt like you were gonna win?
I felt like I had a 3% chance of winning.
Yeah.
And that's probably giving me an extra
Kinda
2
A
points.
3% chance of
Was
winning.
there someone that you spoke to who said don't run?
Oh, tons.
Tons. Did your girl say that?
No, my wife.
Your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still your girl. She's always gonna be your girl. Your wife. She said run.
She was down for it.
So
that was the final decision that we had.
You're allowed. Yeah. Is she mad at you for working so much?
No, she
gets
she's
on
lovely.
you. She is a little bit.
She what?
Is she a little bit? She gets no, but it's annoying for her a little bit. She lets you work so much. Mine.
This is all
does.
permission given.
Mine doesn't.
No, but I think to be honest with you, it's
Mine doesn't.
to meet someone in one stage of your life, and then to have your life and their life transform. What it also just like the level of love and support it takes from someone. I mean, I would not be able to do this without her.
She gets mad at you for working too much.
That's not what I said.
I feel like I looked into your eyes. I see a fellow brother. What was the moment you knew you'd win?
For the primary?
No, the primary and the general, I suppose.
I got 2 questions. You know, there isn't like a single moment. There is, the funny thing to me is that in both of the elections, from 6 to 9 p.m., I thought I was going to lose of election day.
Because there was like bad like exit polling?
In the general, there was a rumor at around 6 o'clock that there were 2 major news networks that had bad
The
exit polls.
Adam
and that showed
Fryland
Biden
show.
He started that rumor?
Lord knows, man. I mean,
Hold on. I have to follow this guy. He might have interesting guest on that I want to watch.
Inside the Sistine Chapel lies what is probably the most terrifying painting in the entire Vatican. In this gigantic mural, painted by Michelangelo nearly 500 years ago, hundreds of naked bodies fall into the abyss. Angels and demons battle for souls, dragging bodies into hell, while at the center, a divine figure judges humanity's fate without compassion. The image was so shocking in its time that the Vatican itself tried to censor it completely. Only a few years ago, researchers discovered that among these terrifying figures, one might actually be Michelangelo himself, portrayed as a flayed skin. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything they do not explain when you visit this painting, the secrets it hides, what they try to cover up,
Crazy.
and why it remains the most terrifying painting in the Vatican. Before we can understand why this painting is so disturbing, we need to know why Michelangelo painted it. At the beginning of the 16th century, the church was going through one of its darkest moments. The Protestant Reformation was dividing Europe. The Pope's authority was being questioned, and Rome had just endured a brutal...
Yeah, man, because like this whole thing, like this is a push and pull, man. The whole thing for control started with religion, right? And then religion was set for control, you know, land and whatever societies and stuff were set up, built up, and all those things. And then now, like you said, once the sex and race, I'm not sure if they realize that that's going to happen or they did it on purpose. But once sex and race, once sex and race, you know, are erased in society, then religion will once again be used for division. And it will reset the whole board again, almost in a way. It's you know, reaping and sowing, man. Reap what you sow. It's the same thing. It goes back and forth, I believe, until it gets into a harmony balance or balances itself out, you know?
That left the city completely humiliated. In the midst of that crisis, Pope Clement VII decided he wanted something monumental, visible, and final inside the Sistine Chapel. His idea was to place a vision of the end of the world, painted by the greatest artist they had, right at the heart of the Vatican. When Clement died, the project did not disappear. His successor, Pope Paul III, picked it up almost immediately and turned it into an official commission. That is how Michelangelo, who had painted the ceiling of the chapel 25 years earlier, found himself returning to the same space, this time to cover the entire altar wall with a colossal mural nearly 14 meters high and 12 meters wide. The Last Judgment was a very common theme in medieval and Renaissance churches.
What is that?
It always served as a visual reminder of what, according to Christian tradition, would happen at the end of time, when Christ would return to judge all of humanity. Normally, this theme was not placed on the altar wall. The usual location was the back of the church above the doors, so that the faithful would see it as they left and carry that terrifying image home with them. Michelangelo did the opposite. He painted his Last Judgment at the very heart of the Sistine Chapel, on the eastern wall above the main altar.
That's crazy.
It is presented in the most direct, frontal, and intimidating way possible. To create this work, Michelangelo drew on the Western iconographic tradition. By that time, there were already many established models, such as the great altarpieces by Fra Angelico, Hans Memling, and even the chaotic visions of Bosch that we have already analyzed here on the channel. Michelangelo reinterpreted everything from scratch, although he kept the classic structure used by earlier artists. At the top is Christ surrounded by saints and angels. Below, the dead rise on the left, and the damned fall toward hell on the right. In the center is the moment of judgment, where eternal destiny is decided. But here we find a difference. In other versions, the saints are usually arranged in a very orderly way, almost like a celestial court. Michelangelo broke with that tradition. He transformed the entire scene into a vortex of movement, as if the whole wall were rotating on its axis. Those who ascend appear lifted by an invisible force. Those who fall are dragged by demons, and those awaiting judgment are tense, twisted, full of contained energy. His
Interesting.
inspiration for painting the work this way came from three very clear sources. First, the biblical accounts, especially the Gospel of Matthew and the Book of Revelation, which describe the resurrection
Interesting.
of the dead and the final judgment. Second, earlier artistic tradition, from which he took the general composition but adapted it to his monumental style. And finally, his lifelong obsession with the human body, since we must remember that Michelangelo dedicated most of his life to sculpture. That is why his figures, whether angels, saints, or the damned, appear so muscular and so intensely human. To understand the Last Judgment, the best approach is to read it from top to bottom. Michelangelo placed almost 400 figures on this wall, and all of them are part of a huge circular movement that revolves around the central figure. At the very top, in the celestial zone, we see angels carrying the so-called instruments of the Passion. Among them, we can see the angels holding a gigantic cross, the column where Christ was scourged, the crown of thorns, and the Roman soldiers' spear.
Oh, no.
These
Let's not do
angels
that.
have no wings. They have athletic bodies, like trained athletes carrying the physical reminders of the sacrifice that defined the fate of humanity.
The most bizarre painting ever.
In 1888, one of the most renowned chess players of the 19th century saw this painting and noticed something strange. Its title was The Devil's Checkmate, but to him, that didn't seem quite right. The scene times in film, Moritz Retsch, the artist behind in front of him on the left. You didn't notice it, but in this painting,
Inside the town ruled by Islamist mafia.
We're here in Washington, D.C. at the Resist the Regime protest. I'm super interested to see what people are protesting today.
Resist the regime protest. This will be me soon. This is what I'll be doing soon.
Resolved. The Epstein files are now being released, and someone's sign says, "Is he dead yet?" What the heck? Let's go talk to this person. Excuse me, sir. He's not dead yet.
Not yet.
When would you like him to die?
What time is it?
It's about 12 p.m. right now.
That's good enough.
And how do you hope he goes out?
Numerous ways. He can choke on something. I don't know, maybe Clinton's dick.
I like that sign, man.
Thank you.
He's saying he likes the sign. Do you wish him death as
Jeez.
well? Do you wish Trump death as well?
Do I wish? No, I don't wish death on anybody.
No one talked to this loser. No one talked to him.
Oh, ma'am. Why are you so angry?
I'm not. I'm just telling people not to waste their oxygen and give you oxygen. You're just here to troll
I breathe,
people.
I breathe no matter what, so.
Okay, well, I'm just saying no one needs to give you oxygen. You're
And
just
I'm
here
not
to troll
here.
us.
And I'm not here to troll anybody. I'm just asking you guys what you guys are doing out here today, or what the protest is about.
Demand the impeachment, conviction, and removal of not only President Trump, but his entire corrupt,
Oh my gosh.
whatever they're called, the whole administration.
And what would you
Okay,
like-
and if you, I'm not going to discuss it any further,
Well, I'm just
but if
curious
you continue to harass people,
Oh, I haven't harassed anybody.
well, we're going to be following you. So just leave people alone, okay?
With your CBS News, then you know
Okay.
people will talk to you.
Okay, amazing. So, but what do you guys want him to be impeached for?
Leave my wife alone.
Oh, I'll leave your wife alone. I don't want to touch your wife. I don't want nothing to do with his wife. Yes.
I think too, it's like you know, it's like I think when whoever wins the presidency, whether it be right or left, you know, whether the right wins, like Trump right now, if you live in a left side state, they do the opposite of what Trump's doing, so you don't realize what he's doing. And then if a Democrat wins, the right does the opposite of what the left is doing, so you don't know what the president is doing. Like you voted for whatever. You vote for like a leftist president and you live in a Republican state, you know, and have a governor that writes Republican laws, you're not going to realize what the president is doing for you because the governor of your state is going to do the opposite of what the president is doing to throw off your perception of everything. I think that's also a major problem is this is why you see all these things happening and all these judges ruling and all these things being brought up because they're doing the opposite of what the president's doing, so your perception of what is going on is being muddled for control. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of junk out there, man. Like, for real. Like, people are throwing a lot of junk out there, I think, to try to throw off the masses of confusion and just everything. Whether they're doing it on purpose or they think they're doing the right thing and they don't realize, like, the repercussions of their actions, once again, that's the question is, are we really being played? Like, is there a group of people really playing everyone and controlling everyone? Or is it just our own stupidity and not realizing the repercussion of our actions is leading us down the wrong road? That's really the question. Because if we are, because I could also see, like, our stupidity and not really thinking things out and acting on emotions is leading and causing these kind of problems. It's not like a hidden hand or a hidden force or a shadow government. It's our own doing. It's not us not critically thinking about what we're doing is what's causing all this.
Down by the reflection pool and listen to the speakers who have knowledge of why we are all here. You might actually learn something. Have a nice day.
Oh, you have such a great smile, ma'am.
I think
remove
Trump is trying to create a fascist state, and I would.
Dude, as he's probably been to more of the United States, interviewed more people, been to more rallies, been to more protests, let people actually talk about their opinions. You're telling him to learn something when he's probably learned more than you have by actually doing it.
Like to see him removed from office along with the vice president.
And what should they impeach him for?
See, this is why I don't get why he gets. I feel bad for him because I think Nick Shirley gets lumped in with the other people that do this that are really extreme. When really all he does is just ask people questions about their signs and he lets people talk. That's all he does. He doesn't. I never seen him like do anything really that far radical where it's like, oh my god, he's not going around trying to do anything to provoke anyone. He's literally just asking people questions and letting them talk. It's like, I don't get why he gets so much hate for. That's why it's mind-boggling to me.
For corruption first, because that would be the easiest to prove, I think. And in addition to that,
he's not wearing anything. He's wearing a plain hoodie. He's not.
List them all.
I like the big old pipe you got up there.
It has a certain verticality.
Yeah, it does.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Yeah.
And Stop Trump. How long did that take you to make that sign?
Made in 2016. I come from the 20th century.
You've been hating on Trump.
I've been doing this
That's
for
great.
a long time.
Your least favorite thing about Trump?
His character. He's a man with no honor. He lies. He's despicable.
And what did you think about Trump's meeting with Zoran?
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
I know, but why are you doing this?
Oh, we're just coming out here talking to people about.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you out here?
He just told you.
My name's Nick Shirley. I work for Nick Shirley.
I think maybe you're a mole.
A mole? What's a mole?
Bye.
Jeez. How are you doing, sir?
See, this is what I'm saying.
How about yourself?
Good. What do you think?
I don't get why he gets so much slack, dude.
It's just kind of all for show. I mean, this is sort of the thing Trump does is come in and I'm the reasonable guy, and there's little conversations one-on-one. Evidently, that's his persona, but it's not going to change anything.
Were you surprised they were to have a civil discourse and like?
No, I mean I was pleased, but that's happened before with Trump, and it's not going to change anything in terms of his policies or the way that he views New York and the way that it's going.
Do you think it might encourage more Democrats to talk face-to-face with Trump?
He's the one in control of those opportunities. Yes, I would like to see civil discourse, despite the uncivil path that we're on here.
And with the Democrats and Republicans right now, who do you think is the face of the Democratic Party right now?
Well, I mean, what I would like to see it be AOC. Certainly not a young person, but I would like to see a transition in the way that
that's an old school Democrat
leadership is holding on. And having said that, I don't want age limits. I look at somebody like Bernie Sanders. His mind's still sharp, speaks well, and or else the party's not going to stay intact. And it's a two-party system. So
AOC for 2028?
Sure.
Remove the
I mean,
regime.
people actually listen to her speak. She wants to fix things, and she's got good ideas and is very intelligent.
She does know how to rally the troops.
Pardon me?
She does know how to rally the troops. She has a very good base on the internet.
Yeah. And actually, things where Republicans have been willing to talk off the record, I think there's a certain respect for her in that she wants to get stuff done and understands there are things that it's okay to compromise on, and she does it.
How long did this take you to make?
A couple days.
Let's see it flap it. Wow, that's some good work right there.
Thanks, brother.
And you have the Mexican flag, the Canadian flag, the United States flag, and the Ukrainian flag.
And the Palestinian flag.
The Palestinian flag.
Yes.
What's your favorite country out of those 5?
Well, America, of course. But we have to support all of these guys. So.
What's up?
Get out of my face.
You get on my face.
Hey, guys are
Hey, Demon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not an instigator. I was asking about his sign.
Me a question. I
And then you guys come over and instigate me. I
Dude,
don't get what your problem is,
you're-
Mr. Yellow Vest. I was having a great conversation.
Yeah.
You just come in and ruin it.
Why is he peeing on people's?
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
you guys can't ever get your point across. Oh, click record. Make sure you hit
He's the one
record.
peeing on people's free speech,
But,
man. That guy in the yellow vest is,
what
not
names you
Nick.
got here today, sir? It says F your thoughts and your prayers. Your sign says your sticker, or what do you call that? Your pin. It says F your thoughts and your prayers. Let's see this thing. Look. Do you believe in the power of prayer or no?
Jeez. He doesn't believe in free speech then. Basically.
Such a happy man right here. Cold stone face. Have a great rest of your day, sir.
Watch, he's gonna
Great
watch.
job at keeping other people away from speaking and have a conversation.
Exactly.
Today, so.
He's
Here we go.
stomping on
Can I get a
people's
pin
free
today?
speech.
Can I get one? What's your
Miss
favorite one?
Piggy.
Rage against the regime. Abolish ICE. Trump.
See, here he goes again.
We're here to talk to people. Well, thanks for the pin. You guys are quick on that Photoshop, just like that. We got some old ladies dancing around right now. Uphold the Constitution. This is democracy, justice for all, free speech, misogyny, and patriarchy. How are you guys doing? Would you guys consider Trump a fascist?
Watch the yellow vest guy come up and be like, you can't talk to him. Watch.
What was that about?
Yeah.
Very curious.
Were you surprised to see that they were like, it seemed like they were pretty good friends actually. I was a little surprised.
Very surprised. Supposedly written off as just a couple of old boys from Queens. But it was definitely...
Dude, of course he's going to be nice to the mayor of New York. Do you know how much business he does in New York? Of course he wants his foot in the door to be able to do what he wants in New York. That's his hometown, dude. Of course Trump's going to be nice to the mayor of New York. Come on. Like, you kidding me? Why wouldn't he? He does so much business out there. Come on. Basically, you know.
a little unnerving, I think.
Yeah, do you think it was kind of strange that a Democrat could have a civil conversation and become somewhat enemies
Oh,
on the
Dougie.
internet, and then they were able to smile with each other in person in the Oval Office?
I need to go to D.C. at least once just to go sightseeing. I want to see the sights of D.C. for sure. I've never been. But I want to go see the sights and stuff. It'd be cool.
I have no trust in at least one of the parties at that meeting.
Did you lose a little bit of trust in Mandami after seeing him talk so nice about to Trump?
It just makes me wonder what his motivation was for that meeting.
You guys got lots of signs.
Fascism and democracy.
That's the main one on display.
And then it goes over to that side.
I think
This is
people
what
have.
democracy looks like.
I know this might catch some flack, but I think people have too many rights. I think people have too many rights. They don't respect stuff. You know, like, listen, I don't have, you know, like I said, I'm a very, you know, I make a very modest living. You know, I don't have very much money or anything like that, so I don't really leave my state. So it's like I would respect these things more because I never been to DC. I don't have money to do things like this. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I think people kind of lost respect for everything because everything is kind of just given to everyone and people just do what they want. And, you know, it's like one of those things. You don't know what you have until it's gone type thing. You know?
It's the difference. There's a difference.
It's like, dude, if you fast, you don't eat like. If you fast and you don't eat like junk food for a while, you don't have like sugar or cake for like 3 or 4 months, and you have one piece of cake, dude, I'm telling you, it will like bring you to your knees, man. It will be like, holy cow, like you're way more appreciative and way more like blown away by it than if you just eat it all the time. If you had cake all the time. If you only had cake once a year on your birthday, trust me, that cake would mean more to you than if you had cake every day. That makes sense.
I'm not one for gossip, but tell me about Bubba. We ain't gonna stop asking questions, Mr. President. I will not be quiet. I am not radical. I'm just paying attention, not paid to be here. Wow, you're coming out here looking beautiful, Miss Piggy. Looking hot.
Yeah.
Looking hot. What's your favorite? How offensive did you think that was when Trump called a lady Piggy?
I thought it was pretty offensive. So we're gonna take the pig back, man. Miss Piggy all the way.
I believe Caroline Levitt might be the Miss Piggy. I cannot stand her.
Oh, your sign says,
Don't say it out loud.
This is a quote from her.
frank and honest with everyone in this room. KK Caroline, you are a lying. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Wow, Miss Piggy. So you guys don't like Caroline?
Oh, just kind of a little bit. No, I don't like her at all. I mean, she is a 28-year-old who spills lies.
It's like we're going to Hogwarts out here.
Not me. Not me.
And how do you feel like you guys can get rid of the regime, the Trump regime?
That's a good question.
Do you feel like he will be impeached this second term?
I hope so. I'm not convinced that our representatives are going to do the right thing.
And what do you think he can
Well,
be impeached for?
You got another 3 more years, so.
Power grabs, shutting down the government, or lying to us.
Yeah, who do you think is to blame for the government shutdown? Or was to blame for the government shutdown?
I couldn't tell you. I think it was the Republicans and Mike Johnson. I think they're plotting to take it over.
Were you surprised when the Democrats folded? And
I was angry. Surprised? No, but I was angry.
Do you think Fetterman's a Republican or a Democrat?
I think he's a traitor to his constituency.
Wow.
That's what I think.
And who do you think's the face of the Democrat Party right now?
I couldn't point to one. I look to Bernie.
Too bad Zoran can't be president, huh?
I don't know about that. I don't know enough about him.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think he's the potential future face of the Democrat Party? Zoran Mandami?
Again, I don't know. I hope
One guy said AOC. He hopes AOC becomes president in 2028.
I would like to see AOC have more power, more influence.
Look at this.
Once again,
Christmas tree out here.
no one has power, they have control.
She's your ornament to your Christmas tree.
Oh man,
that is like a match made in heaven. She might just hop on you. And with all your years and wisdom,
Hold on.
have you ever seen a president like Donald Trump?
Never. He's the most dangerous president we've ever had.
And how is he so dangerous?
How much time have you got?
We got a lot of time.
We got a lot of time.
Not under his reign.
Simplest
What?
terms, what makes Trump so dangerous?
The rule of law.
Oh yeah, I wanted to watch Call for an Uprising's video. That's
we
right.
Don't need a dictator.
You're worried he'll become a dictator.
Say again?
You're worried he'll become a dictator.
Given half a chance, that's what his staff are working toward.
Would you like him to run for a third term? Or do you think that's possible?
It's illegal, and nothing is beyond his imagination. He'll do anything.
Legitimately, are you not worried about the Second Amendment?
About the Second Amendment? About guns?
So if an executive order can be written to overturn the First Amendment, the next Democratic president can write an executive order and restrict and limit your Second Amendment rights. And that's what I'm worried about, is unless it's stopped...
So you want to keep your guns?
I want the Constitution to be protected, and...
You know they're going to distort that, right?
Oh,
How?
I know, it's okay.
We're on the same side right here. We both are protecting the Constitution.
Yeah, for me, there is a way that the Constitution is changed, and, it's always been the way. And I think, the burning flags is a very good example of something that's protected by the First Amendment and then went through the Supreme Court, was backed up by the Supreme Court, and reinforced to be a protected First Amendment right. And
Wake Up Justin, yeah. I mean, when I go live on the streets, whatever, it's gonna be more so like,
because they've talked about
wake me up with your hardest truth, you know?
They've talked about, registries and trying to get people to write down and acknowledge that they have them, and that's scary. I don't like any of that. I don't like, I don't like banking apps on my phone. I like nothing. So I'm just very.
I don't like baking apps on my phone.
Your ideal world would be living in the woods and just staying away from
Huh.
everybody, no going to no protest, and just like enjoying life and not worrying about the government.
So I did actually, I used to work for the government, and then I quit in April of 2017 and went and hung out in the woods for about 4 years.
How was life in the woods?
Delightful. So delightful.
Probably a lot more peaceful than this, huh?
So much more peaceful, yeah.
Probably realize like all this stuff. What are you? All this stuff like maybe doesn't matter as much as we may think.
No. So I'm honestly opposite. So I'm not gonna be your person. And you know, it's so the hiking I did, Appalachian Trail, like, you know, there's the number of towns that you go through that are just.
We're worried about sex.
In the United States.
Do you guys feel disrespected here in the United States?
On a daily
you, woman?
We have a convicted rapist in our White House. How do we not feel?
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
so, God bless you, and then she just flipped me off. Bravo! 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 Woo woo! Can you show us a little dance for the Democrats? Ooh. Ooh. Man, what do you think about this dance, though?
Nope, that's a Trump.
Now that one, right? We don't want to do that one. America's
See, dude, Nick Shirley, I don't know. He gets a lot of bad slack for some reason. I don't know why, man.
Jesus condemned the rich.
Matthew, 1944.
Should we not have the rich?
Yeah, no. They don't get to go to heaven.
Why don't they get to go to heaven?
Jesus said the rich man can go to heaven the same way a camel can pass through the eye of a needle.
It's a lot harder for rich men to get to heaven.
They have to give away their shit.
Not that they have to give it away, they just have to be able to put aside envy.
They have to put aside their refinery. They have to be humble. They have to help others.
They have to
they can't be
put aside their
billionaires
pride.
and hoard their wealth like dragons trying to go to the sun.
Yeah, no, she does not mean that. That is not how that scripture is supposed to be meant. Rich people can go to heaven, but it's just a lot
Harder.
Jesus is saying with that. Let her get those steps in. Keep going, man. What's your sign say?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Doing great. What's your sign say? Flush the
Flush the felon. Yeah, there's a lot of fascist crap in this bowl. You're gonna have to flush twice to flush this one.
Oh my gosh, I know you. How are you doing? My name's Nick Shirley. I know you.
Oh wait.
We know this lady.
MAGA guy.
We know this lady.
This guy is MAGA. Just letting you guys know.
She's a yeller. What are you guys doing? You guys are surrounding me with your Frozen. This lady right here. You guys are very pro-speech, it seems like. Boomer Fest is going crazy right now, everybody.
Boomer Fest is going crazy.
I'm not agitating anybody, man. They're the ones coming out.
He's really not, though.
I've had plenty of great conversations today. You've seen me. Who do I work for? Myself? Me, myself, and I? No. Last time I got my paycheck, it was from me, myself, and I. Who's out here today? How have I divided?
Huh?
How?
I saw him make the lady carry up the thing up the stairs, which is pretty funny, actually. He made her chase. All right, call for an uprising. Latest video. Let's see here. Warning: Trump announces AI Genesis mission. The government plans to play God with your body. Let's see what this has to do. If you don't know, Call for an Uprising has some interesting videos on his channel, so.
To run circles around major news outlets. Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning.
Dude, that beat though.
Because there is an awakening happening.
That beat is like just so like it's great. It fits it so well.
Because this is a call for an uprising.
Call for an uprising.
President Trump wants to streamline the regulation process for artificial intelligence and powering artificial intelligence. That's one of the topics we want to discuss tonight with.
See, this is what I mean. And while everyone is busy fighting with each other over sex, race, and religion, they're doing this. This is why I'm saying the hidden hand of the world that people don't realize, you know.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Mr. Secretary, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, Brett.
So about powering AI, it's one of the questions that comes up all the time as we see the expansion and what exactly is going to happen. What is needed and what did today do towards that goal?
With this pen today, President Trump signed an historic mission. This is reminiscent of the Manhattan Project that brought World War II to an early and successful end, similar to the Apollo projects that put a man on the moon in 1969.
Trump calls for AI expansion and scientific research. Ooh, I don't know. Energy Secretary?
This is an all-in national
Chris Wright.
effort to take the
Chris Wright's the Energy Secretary. I'm taking notes real quick. Where's my? I need a pen or a pencil. Doesn't matter. Either or. I just need a writing utensil, really. I usually take notes so I can do my own research on the side. If I find something interesting, later on I'll make a video about it or whatever. But Chris Wright, Energy Secretary. This pen is dead. It is no longer good. It goes in the trash. I got a little cup full of pens on my desk that I use, so let me just see here. Chris Wright. All right, let's continue.
The power of AI and pair it with the 40,000 outstanding scientists and engineers at our national labs to use the world's largest supercomputers to advance innovation and science, to fix our rising energy costs, to give better economic opportunities for our citizens, to make longer and healthier lives possible. Today was not incremental, Brett. It was transformative.
So it's like a moonshot for energy to be able to power the things that we think we're going to do with AI.
The project today, well, energy, of course, is one of the great things we'll get out of it. But the project announced today is really about applying AI to science and to engineering and to national security. What we've seen so far is AI.
The problem with AI is it doesn't see black and white. It just sees like there is no emotion behind it. You know what I mean? So it's like there is no reconciling or trying to talk your point to AI because it won't care. It will just crunch information, run algorithms, and give you and make the decision based on the best outcome, whether it's wrong or right. It doesn't matter. It just matters what's the most efficient way of doing something. It doesn't matter about humans, really. That's a problem with relying on AI to make decisions for us, is that it's literally just going to give you the best possible outcome without really thinking of any repercussions or future long anything,
Applied to language, to search the internet to find things, to make businesses more efficient or deliver consumer services. This is to pivot over and use that same power, but to use the incredible data sets from our national labs to actually advance scientific progress, scientific discovery, engineering, solve the problem of our electricity grid, a creaky old system that's unstable and has become more expensive. We've got to use smarter science, smarter technology to advance things that better American lives. Yes, we need energy to do that, but that's just one of the enablers of AI. What President Trump signed today, launching this Genesis mission, is going to bring together industry, the national labs, data sets, all tied together in a closed-loop system to just rapidly advance the pace of scientific and engineering.
He's going to let AI just collect all information and use it, basically, is what they're saying.
Progress. It will be transformative.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. What you just heard is the Genesis mission that Donald Trump has announced in regards to building out more artificial intelligence, expanding as fast as they can, and this specifically being in the scientific research department. This is important to pay attention to. I've talked about
I agree.
Stargate project. We all know about how they're building out these data centers.
I do not like AI one bit. I really don't. I think it could be used for good things, but like in Genesis is in the Bible, really. Let's see, Genesis definition. I don't know. The origin or mode of formation or something. The tail meaning. Let's see. The origin or coming into being of something. The mainly narrative first book of Christian scriptures. The traditional Greek name for the first and best known book of the Bible is Genesis, meaning origin. Genesis tells the stories of creation: Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel, Noah's Ark. And was creation, like the beginning mission, the start mission? Words are important, and they name things based on words and the meaning of it and everything. So, yeah, today we use Genesis to refer to the creative beginnings of much smaller things, but never unimportant ones.
Under different bills, the big beautiful bill, the Project Stargate bill that they passed on day one, those are all about building out the data centers and the surveillance state, where all of your information, everything is going to be stored inside of these massive data centers that they're actually building out as we speak. This is important to pay attention to because this is about the biotech aspect of the AI build out, which is why, of course, Donald Trump decided to call it the Genesis mission, but he really should be calling it the eugenics mission. And why did he pick the word Genesis? Well, of course he did, to invoke the Bible. Because Christians will hear this and they'll think, oh, he's talking about the book of Genesis. He's talking about the story of creation. It's symbolic.
Hold on.
Just as
we should go through his bill on this committee: agriculture, nutrient, and forestry, reevaluation of thrifty food plan, modification to SNAP work requirements for able-bodied adults, availability for standard utility allowances based on receipt of energy assistance, restriction on internet expenses, matching fund requirements, National Education and Obesity Prevention Grant Program, alien SNAP eligibility, recession of amounts for forestry, effective refined price, base acres, producer election, price loss coverage, agriculture risk, market loans, repayment of marketing loans, sugar program updates, dairy policy updates, disaster assistance supplement, agriculture disaster, poultry supplement, energy enhancement of Department of Defense resource for improving the quality of life for military personnel, shipbuilding, missile defense, defense chain resiliency, scaling low-cost weapons into production, improving the efficiency of cybersecurity in the Department of Defense, air superiority, resources for nuclear forces, border support, Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, air traffic, space launch, and Mars missions. Oh, what's this? Section 4, Mars missions. How did I get to that one? Holy cow, dude. This is crazy. Let's see if I can just... All right, here we go. Let's see. Where's the Mars mission? Let's see if this works. Where's the Mars mission? Where did that go? Oh, we're looking at the bill. I'm just researching it. Where did it go? I just saw it. Coast Guards. Okay, section. But where is the I don't know how you look at the actual. I don't know. How do you actually look at it though? That's the thing. Was this it? Oh, hold on. I don't know how you how this works. Yeah, I don't know how you find stuff on this. That's the thing. Like, how do you even go about this? Like, what is all this? Let's see if we can do this real quick. Let's bring up my how do I bring up this guy? Hey, hold on.
Hi there,
Hey,
Joe.
yo, what's up? Can you see me?
I can definitely see what you're looking at, and you got quite the legislative roller coaster in front of you. So this page is all about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Yeah, I get it. Find me the section 40005 Mars missions, Artemis missions, and Moon to Mars program.
Absolutely, I can see you, and we are definitely in business here. You're right to think of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act page, so let's highlight the part you might find intriguing. Artemis missions and Moon to Mars program. It's all right there in Title IV. Focus on the whole space adventure side of things.
No, can you show? I know, but can you show me on? Can you show me where it is on the page though? Can you do it for me?
Absolutely. So let me light it up for you. Mars missions, Artemis missions, and Moon to Mars program.
No, I mean, can you show me where it is, like the actual section of the bill on the page?
Absolutely, Justin. So if you look right around the middle of the page, you'll see this part.
I know, but that's just where's the whole thing at though? How do I get to the whole, like, what it is?
Absolutely. Let me give you a little virtual pointer. So the exact section you're looking for is right there in Title IV, and it goes like this. Mars missions, Artemis missions, and Moon to Mars program. So just scroll down to that part of the page, and you'll see it right in the legislation text. It's kind of fun being your little tour guide.
No, can you do it for me though? So I'm asking you.
Absolutely, Justin. Let me show you exactly where that section is hanging out. So if you scroll down the page a bit, you'll see this.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Justin. I got you covered. If you look right around the middle of the page, you'll see the exact section that says.
Yeah, I got you. Yep, thank you.
Of course. I'm basically your tour guide here.
Just stop talking. Nope, go back to it, please. Go back to it and just stop talking to me.
You got it, Justin. I'll step back and give you a moment to check that out. Feel free to flag me down anytime.
Bro, scroll to you just were, and then just be quiet so I can read it.
Absolutely, Justin. So I'm highlighting Sec 4005 Mars mission.
Jeez, dude. In the following special appropriation for Mars missions. In general addition to amount otherwise available, there's appropriate to administration for fiscal year 2025 out of any money in the treasury not otherwise appropriated. It's 100,000. That's 9 billion, right? Is this 9? Oh, whoa, no, go back. Where do you, dude? Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, it's just like, hey, can you go back? Hey, can you go back to that again? Can you go back to that again?
Absolutely. Let's dive right back in. We're dealing with the one being.
But go back to the Mars mission thing.
Oh, absolutely. Let's zoom in on that, Keith, because it's definitely one of the highlights.
No, scroll to it. Stop going to the. Scroll to the actual bill itself.
All right. Let me get that spotlight on the actual bill for you.
No, dude. Oh my Gosh, AI, bro, you're killing me today.
Aha, all right, Justin, I got you. So you're on this congressional bill page.
Dude, just stop talking, please.
Absolutely. I'll stay quiet now. Whenever you're ready to chat again, just let me know.
Stop talking, dude. You just stop.
Absolutely. I'll be quiet now.
But you're not. You're still talking.
Got it, Justin. Absolutely. No more
Be
talking.
quiet.
Absolutely.
I don't need
I
don't need a response back. Just shh.
Absolutely. I'm on.
Nope. Shh.
Understood, Justin. No. Understood, Justin.
You're still talking. You're still talking. Don't give me any response back, please. Just be quiet.
Understood.
Nope, you're still responding. Nope, you're still responding.
Understood, Justin.
You don't understand because you're still responding to me.
You got it, Justin.
Nope, you're still doing it. You're still responding.
Absolutely, Justin.
Nope. Oh, you're still responding.
Understood.
Nope. Nope. You still did it. Just after after I'm done talking, just don't say anything.
Absolutely.
Nope. Yep. You see, you're doing it. You still said something. Just shh. Be quiet.
You got it.
Nope.
Justin.
See, you're still doing it.
Understood,
nope.
Justin.
Nope. Just stop. Just stop. Don't respond to me.
Absolutely.
Nope. You're still doing it.
Understood, Justin. I'm zipping my lips and going totally.
You're not though, because you're still talking.
Absolutely crystal clear now, Justin. I'm on full mute.
But you're not though, because you're still talking right now. So how are you on full mute and say you're being quiet and you're responding to my questions? Just be quiet.
Absolutely, Justin. I'm on it.
But you're not though, because you're still talking right now. Do you not get what I'm saying? Like, aren't you supposed to be smart?
Oh, I hear you completely, Justin.
No, you don't, because you're still talking right now.
Absolutely, Justin. Consider it done. I'll be totally silent from now on.
Jeez, dude, this guy, bro.
Absolutely, Justin. Let me give you a nice and quiet experience.
Dude, you're still talking. Shut up.
You got it, Justin. I'll keep it absolutely quiet.
No, but you're not, though, because you're not being quiet right now. Are you being quiet right now when you respond to my questions? Yes or no? Is that you being quiet? After I'm done talking and you respond to my done talking, is that you being quiet?
Got it, Justin. I'm fully
No. I'm asking you a question. Are you being quiet when you answer me after I'm done talking?
Oh, I see what you're getting at, Justin. It was a bit of a paradox, isn't it? Here's the deal. I'm here to chat, and when you toss a question my way, I'll respond in full conversation.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You say you're going to be quiet, but you're not being quiet because you're still responding after I'm done talking. So how are you saying you're being quiet when you're not being quiet?
I get what you're pointing out, Justin. It's like a catch-22. Answering to say I'm quiet is kind of the opposite. Let's just say here on out, I'll zip it for real and let you steer the silent ship whenever you'd like.
Ah, what a moron, dude. Just AI's horrible, dude. All right, let's see if we can do this, though. Let's see here. Let's see if this works. Talking AI is horrible, dude, just for that reason right there. It's not very good. You know. I don't mind messing with it once in a while, but like, dude, it was bad. Other doesn't listen. What? Expand U.S. investment in robotic and crew missions to Mars. Support long-term planning for human exploration of the red planet. Yeah, but show me on the page. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It doesn't like does not. It won't like it's so hard to. Yeah. But, oh my goodness. Watch. It's gonna show me the. Yeah. Bruh. If you'd like, I can pull up the verbatim text of section. Yes. But it didn't though. It just gives me the table of context still. It's stupid. I'm not out of here for the day. I was gonna go through stuff, but it's like, dude, I can't even like find it on here. Let's see if this helps. Dude, look at this. This budget includes 9.9 billion for fiscal year 2025 with specific allocation for. Yeah, but where is the actual like? You can't even find the actual bill itself. That's the part about that is like mind-boggling to me. Improved process for yield determination no later than 1 day after attached December. It's like, what is all this, dude? Nuclear propulsion testing. Where do I find search for life? Sense of Congress. The reported entitled an astrobiology strategy for the search of life in the universe, published by the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine, outline keys, scientific questions, and methods on search for origin, evolution, distribution. Nuclear propulsion. It's going to do and include a cargo mission to Mars in late 2020s and a crewed mission to Mars in 2030s. In general, the administration shall establish a space nuclear propulsion program to carry out the activities described in paragraph elements. The program established under research and development in both nuclear, electric, and nuclear thermal propulsion technologies, maturation efforts to extend predictability, development of consistent figures of merit across both nuclear, electrical, and nuclear thermal systems, and recommended in the National Medicine Report entitled Space Nuclear Propulsion for Human Mars Exploration, so as to inform a down selection of nuclear, electric, or nuclear thermal propulsion by 2026 or as early as ground-based testing. They're trying to go to Mars in 2030s, huh? An identification of policy regulatory challenges. Nuclear surface power program. Prioritization of low enriched uranium technology. Report new. What's this one? Space Launch Systems, Orion, and Exploration Ground Systems. I don't get how The administrator shall establish a program to develop a sustained human presence in cislunar space or on the moon, including a robust precursor program to promote exploration, science, commerce, and United States permanence in space as a stepping stone to future exploration on Mars and other destinations. The administrator is further authorized to develop and conduct appropriate international collaborations in pursuit of these goals. Future exploration on Mars. The administration will manage human space flight programs, including the Space Launch System and Orion, to enable humans to explore Mars and other destinations by defining a series of sustainable steps and conducting mission planning, research, and technology development. Timeline means the establish no later than 120 days, the day enacted. The administrator shall establish a Moon to Mars program. Refer to this section as program. In ordinance to section blah blah. Elements of program shall include the following elements: the Space Launch System under section whatever. The Orion crew vehicle under such exploration and ground systems, an outpost in orbit around the moon under section 7 and such title. Human rated land systems, spacesuits, other elements needed to requirement of the program. Operational concepts for periodic human habitation, functions of point departure, return and staging missions to multiple locations on the lunar surface or other destinations. I have no clue what this. This is probably not even it, I don't think. I mean, very well just like going through the whole thing and actually reading yourself, I guess. I don't know. Really, you know, I guess I could try it again. I don't know how you do this, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how you, dictionary. That's not what I want.
Secretary 40,005.
Thank you. I get it. It's for, But see, I don't get how you find what the bill actually is, though. Oh, that's the law amendment. In addition to amounts otherwise available, there's appropriated administrative fiscal year $9 billion to remain available until 2032 to use as follows: $500 million for the Mars sample return mission, as described of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Transition Authorization of Act of 2017, with no less than $200 million to be obligated to no later than fiscal year 26. 100,000, $2 billion to meet the requirements of section whatever using the program or record known, the date. Procurement of a multi-purpose crew vehicle described in Section 303 of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Authorization Act of 2010, known as Orion. What is Orion? What is this? What is this they're talking about? Orion. I saw that. space. I don't know. Oh, no. This is what they're talking about. No, come on now. Give it to me. I don't know why it's doing that for. NASA Orion spacecraft is carrying humanity to the moon, launching atop NASA's Space Launch System rocket. Orion will carry crew to a lunar orbit and safely return them to Earth.
I'm Reed Wiseman. And I'm Victor Glover. And this is how we pilot the Orion spacecraft.
What are the differences between piloting an airplane and a spacecraft? I think the thing that I first think about is on a spacecraft, it's really all about attitude. It's really not about thrust and getting the airplane flying faster. The spacecraft is already going almost 38, 39 times the speed of sound. So we're really controlling the attitude. Where are we pointing? Where are we looking at out the windows? Where are our antenna and arrays pointing?
The software is the primary flyer of the spacecraft. I think that's the biggest difference, especially for a
Victor
pilot
Glover
who wants to get on the hand controllers and put the aircraft or the spacecraft in its proper attitude. In aircraft, the software is really helping the pilot, and I think now it's almost like we are helping the software.
THC.
So a couple of things we're going to do on Artemis 2 right after liftoff.
It runs on marijuana?
We're going to detach the Orion spacecraft and service module from the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, which is just a lot of words for our upper stage. During that, Victor will be physically flying with the rotational hand controller, the translational hand controller, and doing station keeping on this upper stage.
This phase of the testing will be to simulate the flying that we would do if we were docking to another spacecraft like our lander or to our gateway. I think we should show you how we actually control the vehicle. So we've been using terms like rotational hand controller. Rotational hand controller, we say RHC for short, and translational hand controller, THC for short. In an aircraft, you would have a stick and a throttle, but it's the things that you put your hands on to control the spacecraft. We will pitch, roll, and yaw. Those are the three axes in each direction. And then we will also go up, down, left, right, in, and out, and we will assess how precisely that we can control the spacecraft.
You could, oh, wow.
But we mentioned earlier that the main controller of the spacecraft is software. And so the main way that we interact with the spacecraft is our
cursor control device, your absolute favorite. I know you love this
CCD.
thing. This thing, it looks awkward, it looks weird, but when you get to use it, it's actually a genius piece of gear, and I know it is your favorite.
Oh, it is. This is our primary way to interact with the spacecraft. And so what it does is it allows us to determine where we put our focus on the display. So I can move the cursor to a certain display, and then I can move the cursor around to interact with certain fields of data.
And it's one of the primary controllers because there are going to be times when we're under 4G, 8G, maybe even
8G,
and we won't be able to lift up our hands and push the buttons on the display. So this is exactly how we will do it. There is far more information on these displays than we will need to fly this spacecraft normally. But if a system goes off, if something goes wrong, we can dig down into the lowest levels of the computer of all the systems here, and we can take a look, see what's failed, talk to Mission Control in Houston.
And then right next to the displays, you see switches and toggles and dials. And so we call those switch interface panels or SIP panels. If the rotational and translational hand controllers didn't work, we also have a backup to a set of switches.
Hi, my name is Jeff Simmerow, and I work for Lockheed Martin. We're here in the Exploration Development Laboratory, where we do integrated testing and verification of the GNC flight software for the Artemis program. GNC stands for Guidance, Navigation, and Control. Guidance is basically, where do we want to go? Nav is, where are we? Controls is, how do we get from where we are to where we want to be? This is the software that interfaces with both the translational and rotational hand controllers.
So that's what that money's going to. Based on system to reassure and subsequent Army's mission, which is not less than 100,000, 20 million shall be obligated to no later than fiscal year 2026. 1.2 billion for expense related to the operation of International Space Station for the purpose of meeting the requirements under section blah blah blah. Earth Science Division of Science Mission. For the Aqua mission, What's the for the Aqua mission? What's an Aqua mission? What's the Terra mission? Aqua mission. Earth's water cycle? Okay. And what's the Terra mission? So did I say interaction among Earth's atmosphere, lands? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Mars atmosphere and violet evolution mission. What's this? Maven mission. The Maven mission is a NASA initiative aimed at understanding the Martian upper atmosphere and its evolution over time. Launched in November 18th, 2013, Maven arrived at Mars. Hold on. Maven arrived at Mars on September 21st, 2014, and has been operational since then. The mission primary objective including studying the interactions of the sun and solar wind with Mars magnetostrophe and upper atmosphere, determining the structure of the upper atmosphere and ionosphere, and measuring the escape rates of gas from the upper atmosphere of space. Maven's data has provided insight into the history of Mars' atmosphere and climate, as well as the presence of liquid water on the planet's surface, which could indicate its past habitability. The mission's findings are crucial for understanding the planet's atmospheric evolution and the potential of past life on Mars. Who knows about Maven, huh? The Mars atmosphere? Like, who knows about this stuff? That's what it's doing right now. What am I looking at, dude? What is this? Oh, that's 2013. It's a launch of 2013. No, this is today. What am I looking at? What is this? What do I do? What? Dude, what is this solar system? What does this do? Whoa, this is crazy. Whoa, what the? This is cool. Halley's Comet, Uranus. Oh, it all spirals. That's cool. It's like the, whoa, that's dope. It's like a Fibonacci. Lucy. This is wild. What is this? What did I find? How do I go to Saturn? Can I go to Saturn? Oh, I can go to Saturn. Whoa, this is dope, dude. And then what's these? The satellites we have around? Oh, no. It's Saturn's fifth largest moon. Cold, heavy, battered. Its sphere impact. Well, how do we know all this? Has a global ocean of salty water beneath its frozen shell of ice. It continually sprays this ocean into space from... What am I on, dude? What the... Dude, I'm so confused with what I'm looking at right now. What is this? What? Give me your galactic neighborhood, real-time, real data. The simulated view of our solar system runs on real data. The position of the planets, moons, and spacecraft are shown where they are right now. The digital array is light, mobile-friendly version of NASA's EYES software. Check out other EYE products here on different... Oh, what's this? NASA's eyes on asteroids, eyes on Earth, eyes on exoplanets. Really? Whoa, dude. You are 3,020 light years from Earth. What is this, dude? What? Dude, this is crazy. Hold on, I can just click on one. It's 656 light years from Earth. What does that even mean? This is wild. I don't know what I found, but it's pretty cool. What's this? The sun? Hold on. I'm so confused with what I'm doing right now. Oh, I see. But what is it going around? It's weird. Almost as like a, yeah. That's weird, dude. Dude, I don't know. What am I looking at? On average, it is estimated that there is at least one planet for every star in the galaxy. That means there's something on the order of billions of planets in our galaxy alone. Many in Earth-size range. These planets outside our system are known as exoplanets. I don't know why I just found, but it's pretty cool. Juno mission. Don't know what that is. Hold on. First of all, I don't know what that was, but that was crazy. Juno mission? What's the Juno mission? Yeah. Uh, 100 million shall be sent to necessary expenses for the Venus. A Venus emissivity mapper? What is this thing, dude? Huh? I could get with Amazon Prime, really. Oh, I get the poster maybe? I don't know. Can I buy one? What's this? No, it's just the book. Okay. I was like, hold on a second. I can buy one of these? Dude. Okay. Shall we allocate for the continued operation of unnecessary expenses of the balloon project program? What does this do? Oh, whatever. Weather balloon stuff. Helo Physics Division? A Helo Physics Division? What's a Helo? Oh, they're good. The internal workings of the sun, and they're saying how the Earth's mega magnetron field responds to the solar activity. Okay. For nuclear electric propulsion programs. So try and go to Mars in 2030, huh? Interesting. Transformable artificial intelligent models. Let's see what this is. Where do I get to the No, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. Also not what I want. How do I find the actual, like... Dude, I don't know how you use this, because I cannot find anything on here, dude. Uranium mining, atmospheric testing. Okay. Maybe we'll dig more into this, but I gotta get going. I'm running far behind here. I'm running a little behind time. I gotta get going for the day. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'll be on tomorrow morning. Until then, may peace be with you. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.